Okay, so this is going to be your design document. So every chapter, they would have this how-to. If they don't, you're going to pick up the previous one. If we have a new one in the chapter, we're going to use the new one. If it doesn't have it, we're going to go to the previous one. So you're going to be using this how-to for your design document. So you're going to create a document that is going to have a step 1. This is a Word document. So you're going to put a step down. You can write this one down there. This is going to be in your book. So it's find out which method you are asked to supply. That's your step 1. Step 2, specify the public interface. How do we use the public interface? The examples are in your book, so you can follow it. Step 3, document public interface. Document a public interface, that's for your Java doc comments. So you're going to be specifying your method and constructors. You're going to be writing the comments in there. You're going to figure out your instance variables. So now up to this point, 1 through 4, you are not writing any code. So you have a document to 1 through 4, and then you can copy and paste it into your IDE and finish up your coding. And then you're going to be testing it. Any questions on this? So from this point on, every problem that you do, you have to go through the steps. This time, we're going to be using this how-to 3.1. You're going to do 1 through 4 in a document. You're going to do the 5 in your IDE. And of course, you're going to test it and you're going to put some result at the end of it. Any questions on this? Are we clear that everybody is going to be doing it for every problem? Doesn't matter you like it or not. Keep in mind, it's going to be times in your work area that they're going to ask you to do something that you don't like. I'm not talking about, crazy stuff. I'm talking about software stuff. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean I'm not going to do it. That's what they are asking me. That's what they're paying me. I'm going to be doing it. So
can you give an example by chance in that context?
What context?
Like in the software context, so like you do.
Yeah, I don't like documentation, and they asking me to do documentation.
Okay.
They were asking us for if a statement has to have a braces, no matter if it's just one or not. They were telling us to not use tab. We were supposed to put 3 spaces for indentation. It had to be exactly 3 spaces. 3 or 5, I don't remember. So we had to do it that way. The naming convention. So if they say that the naming convention is supposed to be using underscore, and I'm used to camel case, that we have to comply with that. So things like that. They will tell you at the beginning of it. Again, they're going to give you 6 months to a year to learn this stuff. They will tell you. What I'm saying is sometimes we don't like it, but you have 2 choices. Either you're going to do it or you're going to find another job to do. One of the jobs that I was working, they were asking us to rotate and answer the customer in middle of the night. So they were waking us up at the middle of the night to go through the code and answer, because our client was the British Airways and what's the other one? Virgin Atlantic. And they were 8 o'clock over there, was midnight over here. I didn't like it, so I find another job and moved on. But that was part of the job. You work over here, they're going to wake you up. Especially the messy code that we had, it would take a while to learn it. And of course, I learned a way to get away from it. So they would call me and say, I learned to say, hey, can this wait till for 8 hours? If they say yes, then I would go back to sleep. If they say no, then I would stay and fix it. So there are things that they are asking you Of course, if they say, go pick up my laundry, I would just leave the company right there. Nobody's going to ask you to do that, but I mean, around the boundaries that we have. There's just going to be things that I don't like to do it, and then you're going to do it. I didn't like to write comments. I still don't like to write comments, but that's part of the process. So I have got to do it. I got to do it.